What's going on, everyone? Greetings to you all. I'm saying greetings because aliens, man. Spock in them. So, Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. I have an observation, and I hate to say it, but I believe that Gojo is being forgotten. As tragic as it is, RIP the GOAT, one of the GOATs, but I'll explain to you why. Before I get into that, though, hit the like button, show some love for, JJK. If you fuck with JJK, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt. And if you want to continue to see my videos, subscribe. I'm gonna keep doing this stuff. But let me know what I should talk about. I'll talk about it. That's how it goes. Now, let's get into it, bro. Let me tell you why I think Gojo is being forgotten. It's really a tragic story. So, JJK Modulo, first chapter, they pretty much set the scene and explain to us the state of the Jujutsu world, like the world itself and then Jujutsu society. So, let's talk about Sukuna and Gojo, the two goats, and how they're remembered today. Obviously, let's start with Sukuna. You saw how they remember, bro. They're comparing an invasion of 50,000 magical aliens to one man. Sukuna was a man. He was a human. Comparing one man to 50,000 aliens, magical aliens. That's crazy. Imagine if that was real life. Real life, if a ship of 50 that could hold 50,000 beings pulled up into our atmosphere and they had magical powers and they're like, we're seeking refuge. Do you know how much that would terrify us? It would terrify us because they have technological advancements that are just way beyond ours. Clearly, they can travel through space and we can't very well. And the worst part would be they're humanoid. That would terrify us the most, the fact that they're humanoid. So think about that in real life and then put that into Jujutsu society or the world in Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. And they're comparing what one person did on one day to 50,000 aliens invading potentially. That's a potential threat. They're testing to see if they can come and live here. If they can't, who knows what the fuck they're going to do. So that's crazy. And then you saw the reaction of Tsurugi, who is Yuta's grandson, his reaction to Sukuna's name, like, oh shit, like Sukuna, like, oh, like every implement and treaty and document and doctrine is all because of what Sukuna did 68 years ago. So his legend is still alive and vibrant to this day. That's how they're remembering Sukuna. Gojo, on the other hand, he gets mentioned in the same breath as Yuji as being the one to defeat that insane monster that is Sukuna, that 50,000 alien invasion level threat. But the fact that he's mentioned with Yuji is kind of crazy because Tsurugi doesn't even say anything. Like when he brought up Sukuna and Gojo quite close to each other. So if he brings up Sukuna and Tsurugi's like, oh shit, like visceral reaction, but he doesn't react to Gojo's name, which is crazy because his grandfather was the pupil of Gojo. Gojo Sensei, if I was Yuta, I would have been regaling my grandkids every chance I got about Gojo. Like my teacher boxed with that dude. Like, oh grandpa, I learned about Sukuna today in history. You know who beat Sukuna? My master. He was so good. Like if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even be here because that's true. If it wasn't for Gojo, Yuji would not have beat Sukuna. Not knocking Yuji or Yuta, but we all know the truth. Like if it wasn't for Gojo, like no one else can bang one-on-one with Sukuna. Only Gojo. So yeah, he should have been like, Gojo Sensei, oh, I'm part of the Gojo clan. Like he didn't have any fucking reaction to that, which is kind of strange. No, but that human trafficker did give him praise in saying that, like, there are no sorcerers like Yuji and Gojo today, but we all know that Prime Yuji, he still can't beat Gojo. Prime Yuji cannot beat Gojo. So they need to put some respect on Gojo's name and separate him from the rest. Don't mention Yuji in the same breath as Gojo because they are not the same. Simple as that. And I think we can all agree to that, but I don't think we can all agree to that because I hear a lot of whispers of people not understanding who's the strongest. Like people are saying Yuta was stronger than Yuji at the end of the series. What? In what world? Do you know how long Yuta would last in a straight up fight with Sukuna, probably a total of 13 seconds. He's not doing shit. We saw what you did. He got cut in half. And that was a Sukuna that didn't have no hands, nothing. So, like, cut it out, man. Yuji is stronger than Yuta. Let's just get that. He was always stronger since the end of the story. And people were like, nah, Yuta's the strongest. No, bruh. No, he's not. We all knew that. I feel like we all knew that, but we just liked Yuta better as a character than Yuji. And so people were saying that. But regardless, I'm getting off topic. Gojo is being forgotten, bruh, because there's no reaction to his name anymore. When Gojo was alive, Gojo Satoru Gojo, like, that was his reaction. And 68 years later, you know, given the typical run of things, 68 years later, people aren't going to talk about you like that. But it's Gojo Satoru. They're talking about Sukuna like that. They're like, oh shit, like Sukuna. Yeah. So I feel like it should be the same for Gojo, but it's not, and it's fucked up. The second reason is that none of Gojo's students carried on his will, like his ideologies. Gojo went out there to fight Sukuna and die, not because he wanted to save the world, but because he wanted to display his strength, that he was stronger, and he recognized the strength of Sukuna. I think deep down, you know, we got the whole like, nah, I'd win thing. It wasn't a joke, but at the same time, it was arrogance, because it's like, okay, like, he never was face to face with Sukuna. So to say that about somebody you've never seen in person is ridiculous. Because if you can say, oh yeah, like, I beat Mike Tyson, but if you're face to face with Mike Tyson, you're not going to say that. You're not. Because you know, not only is Mike Tyson a pro fighter, but he's like not right in the head. So if you say anything crazy, anything is liable to set him off. And you can compare Sukuna to that. You say the wrong thing around Sukuna, and that's it for you. Kind of like that situation. So if Gojo can say, nah, I'd win, if he never was face to face with Sukuna, and then knowing that he has his students at his back and they're watching him, when he does meet Sukuna, then he still continues to talk his shit, because Gojo can back that shit up. I'm just saying, a normal person, it's easy to talk shit when you don't see someone. But when he was fighting Sukuna, it was like, oh, okay, like, I get it. And then when he died, we got his real feelings behind the matter. He was like, damn, like, regardless of technique, whatever technique he had, I genuinely believe I couldn't beat him. And he wasn't even fighting his hardest. These are Gojo's words. Like, he went out there to fight. He didn't go out there to save the world. That's the whole point I'm trying to say. He went out there to box. And he said it himself. Haibara said it. Like, you use Jujutsu sorcery for your own selfish reasons. He's not doing it to save people. He wanted to prove to Sukuna that he was stronger, and he wanted to show Sukuna the meaning of love, because he knew the isolation that comes with absolute strength. And he wanted to show Sukuna, like, I'll show you what it is, bro. You don't gotta be alone. Watch this. Let's box. That's how Gojo is. He's a free spirit. He doesn't care for the higher ups in the hierarchy of the Jujutsu society. And then here we are, 68 fucking years later, and his dumbass students couldn't understand that, and we're back in the same fucking spot. Why I say that? Because you see Tsurugi and Yuka. Yeah, Yuka, she has the ring that Yuta gave her. And then as soon as Yuta dies, they go and start doing this meddling shit again, where they think they know better and are intervening with people's lives and, you know, fucking heirlooms that have been given to children and grandkids, and you think you can do that because it's better for the Jujutsu society. Fuck all of that. Y'all saw what y'all tried. Y'all tried to do that shit last time, and look what happened. So, yeah, it's all messed up. They're meddling again, and Yuta didn't do what the fuck he was supposed to do. He got to be the head of the Gojo clan so he could revise and do all this shit. Like, he was supposed to do something, and he didn't. Because as soon as he died, he put a Band-Aid on it. While he was alive, they didn't do anything. They didn't touch the ring. They let him do what he wanted to do and give his little ring to his granddaughter. As soon as he passes away, they're like, he's gone. Maki's gone. All right, perfect. And they start doing what the fuck they want to do. Take the ring, give it to Tsurugi because they think they're protecting Tsurugi and all that shit. Like, the students didn't do shit. Like, Jujutsu society is the same as it was 68 years ago, with new rules to prevent fucking terroristic threats. That is it. And I think that's kind of messed up. It's kind of cyclical in nature, which is not a problem. I have no issue with the way the story's structured. I'm speaking as if I'm within the story, not a reader, I'm speaking as if I'm in the story. If I'm in the story, I'm like, bruh, we're in the same spot. It's kind of like in the Attack on Titan. If I was in Attack on Titan, I'd be like, fuck, like it's restarting again. Like all that shit was for nothing. Like the founding Titan's gonna find someone else and we're gonna do this shit all over again. Like if I was in the story, I'd be pissed. As a reader, I'm like, oh, like that makes sense. Like that's cool. All that shit, like it didn't matter. Like I'm cool with that. I like that. But in this case, I don't like it because they had a clear message. They killed all the higher ups at one point. I think it was Yuta that did it. I can't remember. It wasn't Kenjaku. It doesn't matter. They killed all of them. Gojo made it clear he doesn't fuck with them. He said I would kill them. Yuta definitely doesn't fuck with them. So like, why are we still having this hierarchy where these guys are being able to influence and tell people what the fuck they got going on? I don't think they carried on his will at all, bruh. The only thing they did was implement where you can't be a sorcerer by yourself and you got to have a squad member at least. So they just invoked squads from Naruto now. Yuka was like, oh, we don't go off and fight stuff by ourselves anymore. Like, we have to have someone with us. Is basically what she was saying. And cool, but bruh, what is going on, bruh? Nothing Gojo stood for is around today. Now, this is the beginning of the series. I'm yapping and talking shit a little bit, so we may get a better understanding of how the world is structured, but as for now, I'm not happy with Gojo's students, bruh. Not one of them. Nobody did shit. Maki was too stupid to do anything in the first place. She didn't have power to do shit. The only people that could really do something are Yuji, who's the strongest. So if whatever he says goes. If niggas don't like what he's saying, he can do whatever he wants. But he's not that type, which is crazy. He's even less that type than Gojo was. Gojo was the type to go and kill all of them for them disrespecting him and not doing what he wanted, but he didn't do it. And Yuji's not like that. He's a nice kid, so he's definitely not going to do it. Yuta didn't like them either, so he was another person that could do something about it. And then I would say Megami, but you know, they kind of like wiped out the Zenin clan, so I don't think he has any power or anything. Like, was the Zenin clan revived? Probably not. Where's the Kamo clan? Who fucking knows? So yeah, the funny shit, like, Jujutsu Kaisen fan base is probably the most toxic fan base. Like, y'all don't know what the fuck is going on. Y'all can't read all that stuff, all the jokes they'll say about y'all's community. But the funniest shit is that Megami got killed by a grade 3 curse, bro. That shit is killing me. Every time I see it on the timeline, I'm dead, bro. Because that's actually funny. Y'all saying, bro, got smoked by a grade 3 curse. I'm dead, bro. But yeah, and Jujutsu Society is weaker than ever. Like, that's good because it's like, if the sorcerers are weaker, then that means the curses are weaker. So that's cool. But you have aliens, bro, and now you can't protect your planet. So that's a different issue. That's not their fault. But yeah, if Sukuna were here, bro, he would not stand. If Sukuna or Gojo was here, they would not stand for this shit. They should have just let Sukuna win and then like be crowned the king. He should have been like, I'll leave the world how it is. I'll just sit upon my throne and kind of like rule it from the shadows, like Im from One Piece. Like, Sukuna's like, I'll just sit upon my throne, and when I get ready to do something, I'll do something, but I'm really not in the mood. Like, I just do stuff when I want. That would have been sick. And so when they pulled up, Mortal Kombat Slash, fuck all those aliens up. They wouldn't stand a motherfucking chance against Sukuna. But yeah, those are my thoughts, bro. Let me know your thoughts on the Jujutsu Society structure as of the first chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. How are you feeling? Do you feel Gojo is kind of being lost in the annals of history? Or what are your thoughts, man? Give me your thoughts on Gojo and what his legacy will be, how the fucking kids carried on his legacy, because I don't believe they carried it on in any form or fashion at all. And then whatever else you want to say. Let me know what I should talk about next. I will catch you guys in the next one. Like the video, please. Peace. 君の気持ちを大事にしなかった私の頭